One, two, three, funky.
My darling, I love you, 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 I love you,
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, then a warm welcome to my channel. My name is Pooja and I make videos on food, health, lifestyle, love, travel and more. So now I think I can include COVID also in that list of what videos I'll be doing, because the last 2 months I have not been posting anything, and most of you guessed it right, there were a lot of people who actually got in touch with me personally on WhatsApp, on Instagram, and they were like, why haven't you posted videos, are you okay? I just wanted to check up on you. So thank you so much for all the love and care. And yes, like most of you guessed, I got COVID-19. Ha ha ha, join the club. I got COVID-19 and things just escalated a little bit, but I'm all right now. I'm completely recovered. I can say I think 99% I'm recovered. Here and there one bit of weakness still peeks in, but that's still fine. So this video is going to be my COVID story. How I'm not sure how I contracted the virus though, but I'm going to give you a lot of tips and tricks on how you can recover, how to beat the weakness and so on. So if you guys want to watch, if you guys want to continue watching, then I would suggest you please go get your coffee, tea and snacks, because this is going to be a little bit of a story kind of a video. And don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below, and let's continue watching. So rewinding back to April 22nd, which is a Thursday if I'm not wrong, I was feeling a little bit peckish. I wasn't feeling completely me, and that usually happens because the day before that, which is on 21st April, I think it was some auspicious day for us, and I had prepared like a huge lunch. And by night time I was a little tired. So the next day when I woke up and I felt a little peckish, I thought it was just the tiredness that was continuing, but I still went about my day. I attended my meeting, and then I think I even made breakfast if I'm not wrong. After breakfast I felt like I was too tired, so I told my husband, I do have work, but I'm just gonna rest and work. This is going to be my day, so arrange something for lunch. Maybe we can get some food from outside, because I don't think I'll be able to make lunch. And he said okay, fine, no problem. So that's how my day was progressing. And to touch, actually I was feeling very normal, so no one could touch me and tell me that I was having fever. So when I kept the thermometer, it was 99.9, almost 100 degrees. And he was like, how are you even having fever? You don't, you're normal to touch. I'm sorry, your temperature is very normal to touch. So even I didn't know what was happening, or how my fever, how I even got a fever. But then I just rested through the afternoon, and I had some work in the office, so yeah, I was doing that as well. But I told him, you know what, I'm feeling a little different, a little icky. So I told him I'm gonna take an off for the next day, for Friday. And the next day he had his second dose injection, a vaccine. So he said, yeah, okay, no problem, even I'll be at home, even I've taken off because of the vaccine, so yeah, no problem, you go ahead and take an off. So that's how my Thursday went. It was like a normal, little abnormal kind of a day. And then came Friday. So Friday morning when I checked my temperature, it was 101.4, 101.5, which meant the fever was progressing. And I told my mom, I informed my parents, I informed my sister, and of course I called Gautam. I woke up Gautam. And tip number 1, if someone in your house is feeling a little peckish, please quarantine them or isolate yourself. The mistake that I did was I spent that night with my husband, meaning we slept on the same bed as usual. So yeah, I think that was my first mistake. I should have isolated myself. So yeah, every once a year I do get a fever, and that's normal. Like, it's a human body, right? You're ought to fall sick, so your body can work better. So yeah, we thought it was just like that, because apart from fever I didn't have any other symptoms, and apart from tiredness, yeah. So yeah, that's how my Thursday went, and that's how my Friday started. So Friday I told him, you know what, you go to the hall, stay there, and I'll isolate myself in the bedroom. He said, okay, fine. So we started, obviously we always use separate plates, but we also started using separate cutlery, separate mugs, separate glasses, just to be on the safer side. But it was already too late. I think by then I had already spread so graciously the virus to my husband as well, but he wasn't showing any symptoms. So he went ahead, he got his vaccine, and he came back home. And we had heard from a lot of people, other people, that the second dose of vaccine was a little stronger, so you are bound to get fever and you are bound to feel a lot of body pain, a lot of tiredness. So he was mentally prepared for it. So when he started having fever later on the same Friday, on 23rd, we thought it was because of the second dose of the vaccine, and he was quarantining himself in the hall. I was quarantining myself in the bedroom, and my father-in-law had moved to the ground floor bedroom. So this was how it was going. I was still having 104 and it was 101, and it was slowly reaching 102. So by Friday I was fluctuating between 101 and 102. So this is how my Friday went. And I didn't have any throat pain, I didn't have any cold, cough, nothing. I had not yet lost my sense of smell and sense of taste. So they were all fine. I was able to eat, I was able to drink, everything fine, everything normal. And as usual, once you feel that you might have contracted COVID, I did the same old. I took steam, I drank only hot water and jeera water, the kashayam and whatnot. Everything was going on fine. Then came Saturday. So Saturday progressed just like Friday. I was having fever. My fever was not coming down. I was taking Dolo 3 times a day, and thankfully I had not lost my sense of taste, so I was able to eat food properly. I was eating all homemade food and everything was going on fine. But Saturday night, of course, I was feeling a lot of tiredness. I was feeling extremely weak. I literally needed help to go from my room to my bathroom. That's how badly weak I felt. But I obviously thought, it's a fever and it's 1 or 2, it's a heavy fever, so you're meant to feel that way, so that's completely fine. But Saturday night, my fever went from 102 to 103, and the weakness was getting too strong for me to bear, and I started crying. I told him I'm not able to take this weakness, I feel like I'm gonna die or something like that. And yeah, it's funny to think of it now, but then while actually going through it, I felt like shit. So yeah, so I told him, book an appointment with those people who come and take the PCR test, and we'll see how it goes. So it was Sunday, we told those people to come, and they took my samples. They went. The thing is, if you are negative for COVID-19, you will get your results in so suppose if you're taking the test in the morning, by evening you're supposed to get your results. That's how we got our results when both of us had tested negative back in January. Excuse me. But as the day progressed and I had still not gotten my results, I knew something was wrong, and I was getting too anxious, I was getting too restless. I was like, where is the report, I need to see it. And I was preparing myself mentally. So I had to prepare myself mentally, and of course my husband was helping me out. He was outside, but obviously we were spending time together, we were talking and all that, and he was like, it's going to be completely fine, you don't worry, even if it's positive, you're going to be completely fine, you are fine till now, so you don't worry. And around 10:30 on Sunday morning was when the test was taken, and my fever was still 103. I was feeling a lot of weakness, and yeah, that was how my Sunday went. Around 10:30ish in the night, I got my result, and it was COVID positive. And I informed my parents, I informed my sister, and I told my husband as well that I've tested positive. So yeah, for like half an hour we didn't know what to say to each other, but I was pretty positive that night, and I told, what, chuck it, it's just a fever, it's just another kind of viral fever, and it's going to be completely fine. And I consoled myself, I consoled my husband, and we went to sleep, and it was all normal. Monday morning I woke up, and it then hit me that I was COVID positive. I don't know what went on the night. I hadn't realized, probably it didn't really hit me that I was COVID positive. And Monday it hit me, and I started yelling at Gautam, I started yelling at my father-in-law I'm so sorry, Appa, but you know what? I'm a person who's really scared of hospitals. Like I'm very allergic to hospitals. I'm very allergic to needles, medicines. Like I can't take tablets. I'm not like physically allergic, but the thought of taking medicines, taking injections, I'm like, no, I'll rather maintain my health than get admitted in hospital. So I was like, no. I started thinking that, you know what, if it's COVID, people are just gonna come pick you up, put you in a random hospital, and you're not going to be able to spend time with your family or be able to see your family. So I was like, I was yelling, I was shouting, I was telling, no, I'm not coming. They were actually calling me to come to a scanning place because we had a family doctor who was guiding me through till Monday. So once we told her it's positive, she informed us that the next step is to take a CT scan and a blood test. CT scan is basically taken to see how badly your lung is affected because of the virus, and that is a must. That is something that a person affected with COVID must do. So I was like, no, I'm not stepping out of this house. I know if I step out of this house, you're gonna put me and you're gonna admit me in the hospital. I felt like they were gonna put me in a mental institution. I was so scared. So I was like, no this, no that. I started crying. I was so angry. I was like, how? I was so careful, and how the hell did I even get this virus? I was just angry at everything and anything. And then finally, both of them, my father-in-law and my husband, they convinced me. They told me, no, it's just for your good, and don't worry, we're just gonna go take a scan, give a blood test, come back home. The doctor has already given you medicines. She's prescribed medicine. She just needs to see the report and prescribe you the right medicines. And from then on, you can be in home quarantine for 14 days and it's all going to be fine. So somehow they convinced me, and then I stepped out. Of course, I wore a double mask, I wore gloves, because obviously I didn't want to, because even Gautam had corona, right? But thankfully his effects, the the consequences of corona, he wasn't feeling that much, thankfully. But my body was taken for a ride. This corona took me for a ride, trust me. So we went to the hospital. Within like half an hour, I was done with my blood test. I was done with my CT scan. They took a CT scan for Gautam as well. And yeah, we came back home and everything was normal. We had food and yeah, things were going fine. We got the report by evening, and my lung was affected the least with the virus. So it was the mildest of COVID that you could get, but I don't think it was mild. Anyway, according to the report, according to the papers, I was just having a mild corona. My lung was affected only 5% because of corona, but I cannot even imagine how people would have felt who actually had like 70%, 80% of the lung infection because of corona. God help them. So yeah, this was how my Monday went, and I was still running 103. That was just not coming down. My fever, I don't know. So Tuesday, just to check with a proper doctor, I was taken to a hospital, to a doctor where my husband's aunt had taken her COVID treatment and she had recovered within 4 days, thankfully. So my father-in-law and my husband suggested, let's go there. And the mistake we did was we went in car, because obviously we didn't want to take public transport and affect the person who was driving. So we went in car. But please, if you have a fever or if you have COVID, please don't travel in car. Oh my God, I don't think I have felt that nauseous in my entire 28 years of life. Oh my God, I wanted to throw up in the entire car. I was feeling so peckish and I was feeling extremely nauseous. I was just holding a cover to my mouth. Gautam was driving so slowly, but still, the thing was, I couldn't even open the window and sit. That was also not helping me. Fresh air was not helping me. AC was not helping me. No AC was not helping me. I just didn't know what to do. I was just extremely weak. And I was just telling him, I don't want to see the doctor. Let's go back home. All I wanted to do was just lie down on the bed and faint and just go unconscious. I didn't want to remember any of this pain. I was feeling so bad. So somehow we reached the hospital. Obviously the doctor took a little time to see us. I think I was waiting for about an hour or something, but like before, I had gloved myself. I had I think I was wearing 2 masks, or I think I was wearing N95 mask, and I was having my own water bottle, I was having my own hanky, everything was fine. And we met the doctor. He was a very sweet doctor. He gave me a lot of hope, and he said it's going to go all fine, don't worry. You will feel a lot of weakness until the virus leaves your body. So until the virus leaves your body, you are going to feel extremely tired, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get cured. So don't worry, it's going to be fine. And the good thing is, another tip, there are no food restrictions for COVID. You can eat whatever you want, given that it's homemade. Don't go outside buying pizzas and burgers and KFC and whatnot. Don't do that. Eat homemade, but there's no restriction. You can eat whatever it is, as long as it's homemade. We came back home, and I think I had roti or something, and then everything was going fine. Tuesday night, yeah, I'm right, Tuesday night my fever shot up to 104.5, and man, oh man, I have never felt that amount of pain in my body, never ever. And I hope I don't feel that body pain ever in my life again. I felt that a building had fallen on me and I was still alive, experiencing that bloody pain. It was so bad. It was so bad. I think it was around 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the night. I have no clue. Though physically I was awake, mentally I was just unconscious, subconscious, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, you can name it. I didn't know what I was talking. I didn't know what I was doing. Physically, yes, I was in the present, but mentally, no. I was somewhere else in this world. I was yelling, I was crying for help. I was like, somebody mercy kill me. I am not able to take this pain. It was that bad. And my husband, Papa, even he, by then we had taken a COVID test for him, and even he had tested positive. So the thing is, he did have fever and he did have body pain, but thankfully not as much as me. So he was fine. He was able to do his daily chores, and he was able to take care of me. But I told him, no, I'm not able to take this pain. Put me in a hospital, do whatever it has to be done, do it, but I'm not able to take this. My father-in-law, who was sleeping downstairs, heard my crying. He came up, he was like, what happened? And the fever, I was burning like fire. And then they dipped hankies in water and they were putting it on my forehead. My husband didn't know what to do. I had taken Dolo three times a day, and even that wasn't helping my fever. So by now it was already like 5 or 6 days since I had 103 constant, and my fever shot up to 104.5. So they were like, no, we don't know what to do. And the next day I told them, in the night I told them, put me in a damn hospital. I don't care, just get me admitted. Mind you, this is the first time I am going to get admitted, and I have no clue how the hospital atmosphere is going to be. So that's how my Wednesday night went. And then Thursday, somehow I think my father-in-law and my husband made like a zillion calls to get a damn bed, and somehow they got a bed. And I actually got a bed in an orthopedic hospital, if I'm not wrong. It's specialized for bones and fractures and stuff. But somehow, thankfully, thanks to God, I got a bed. We went to the hospital around 11 o'clock, and you know how hospitals are. Someone had to vacate. They were getting discharged that day, and we were told that they'll be out by 12, so you can come and get admitted. So we were there by 12, but the bed wasn't free apparently, and they had a lot of those discharge procedures to be done for the patient who was getting discharged. So I was feeling a lot of pain. I was having fever, but I was just keeping my calm. I wasn't telling them, no, I have pain. I was just keeping calm. I was just sitting quietly wherever they told me to sit. And I got admitted around 3:45. So 3 hours 45 minutes I was just sitting there. After a point, I told them, I'm not able to sit, give me a bed. And they gave me a bed in the emergency room, and I think I lied down and I passed out. I think maybe an hour and a half would have passed by then. I woke up all of a sudden, and I was still in the emergency room. So I went outside and I yelled at them. I told them, do you understand that I'm a patient? I'm not able to sit here. What are you even doing with me? Then around 3:45, I was admitted to the ICU, and along with me there were five other people. So I was the sixth person in the room, and there was a nurse. There were actually a lot of nurses, and oh my god, they looked like astronauts, and I felt so bad for them wearing the PPE suit, so many masks, head gear, that plastic, what do you call that plastic thing that you wear, shield. Oh my god, they were wearing everything possible to keep themselves safe, but I felt so bad for them. And yeah, that's how I got admitted to the hospital. And they put that thing that when you take drips, they put that thing. That was the first time ever in my life I was getting poked for that injections. Yeah, I can still bear it, but this was the first time, and it was so bloody painful. And the sad part was, it was my first time getting admitted in a hospital, and I didn't have my husband or a family member right next to me to give me some hope. So that was very sad, and I was feeling a lot of emotions. I had to be strong for myself, but I was feeling extremely emotionally weak at the same time. So it was like a lot of emotions going on, physically and mentally. And yeah, I had to pull through that, and somehow I got admitted in the hospital. And they gave me 3 injections, 2 on the drips and 1 here. And the one that they gave here, oh my god, I think that was supposed to be given to a cow. Instead they gave it to me. It was so bloody painful. Okay, so that's how my first day in the hospital went. Please make sure you're mentally fine, because this thing can take a toll on your mental health as well. And yeah, that was one tip right there in between. So that's how my first day in the hospital went. So second day, I was hoping that by the time the medicines had worked, I thought the medicines would have worked its magic, and my fever would have miraculously come down. Unfortunately, I was disappointed. My fever was still 101, but 101 is still better than 104.5. So yeah, that's how the routine in my the hospital that I was admitted was 7 o'clock, 6:30ish, 7 o'clock they're gonna wake you up, and you're gonna go brush your teeth and all that. And once you're out, they're gonna give you, I was given basically some tea and bread and jam. This is around 7 o'clock in the morning, so that we don't take medicines empty stomach. So once that was done, I was given my cow's injection. It was not literally cow's injection, and I was just given that painful injection and 2 injections on my IV. And I was given 8 tablets in the morning, which was fun. Haha. So, and then around 10ish, they'll give you breakfast. Or sorry, they gave me breakfast. And yeah, after all those medicines and after breakfast, I felt sleepy, so I used to sleep. And around 12ish, I used to wake up, and they used to give me my lunch, and then again sleep, take medicine. No, luckily I didn't have any medicines in the afternoon, and so sleep after lunch, and then evening they used to give me tea again, and they used to give, we call it sundal. Basically, it's what do you call it, chana. So it used to be white and black alternate days. And every evening they used to give me fruits, so it used to be orange or apple. And yeah, by 7:30ish we used to get our dinner, and once dinner was done, I had my round of injections and medicines again. And I think here and there a few days they did give us masala milk to put us to sleep. Like we were literally being treated like babies. And I must tell you, I think my father-in-law found one of the best hospitals that he could find. I was getting treated very, very, very well. Those staffs, the nurses, they were doing an absolutely amazing job. They were so patient with you. They were so patient with me and all the other patients. Any doubt that we asked them, why you doing this, why you're not doing this, they used to stand so patiently and explain to us bit by bit. So this was how day 2 and 3 went. Day 3 night, my fever I think day 3 morning my fever was like 99. So we thought, okay, it's starting to recede and my fever is going to like come down completely. Day 3 night, I started having fever again, and it was 101. So we thought, okay, fine, I've just taken my medicines, we'll see how it goes. Day 2 night I started having fever again. So day 3 morning I was still having 101, and they said, you know what, this is not going to help you. So they put me on drips, and they gave the fever medicine in the drip ka bottle, and I was put on drips, and thankfully that brought my fever down. And yeah, that was the last day I had fever. After that everything was normal. So that's when my fever came down, and things were progressing well. They were taking they were checking my blood. Oh, they took a lot of blood from me. So they were taking a lot of blood tests, and they kept poking my finger for sugar test. I said this injection is much better than this poking. That was so painful. And they said after day 3, they said, you know what, you're young, and the 3 days that we've taken sugar test, it's been completely normal, so we're not going to poke you anymore for sugar test. And I was so happy. And that's how my day 3 went. Day 3 night, what happened was I had spoken to my husband, and I told him good night, and I had told my friends that we'll have a call, but I felt like I might not have the strength. So I told them, you know what, let's quit the call, let's not have the call. I don't think I'll be having the strength to talk. So one of my friend got extremely concerned, and she called me up and she was like, are you really okay, baby? I said, yeah, I'm completely fine. And then I thought, I'm talking to her, I might as well talk to my other 2 friends as well. So we had a video call, and what was supposed to be a 5-minute call went on to become a 45 minutes, 50 minutes call. And by the end of the call, I was literally panting. The nurse saw me and she came and checked my oxygen level. We were told that if the person is positive, their pulse should not come below 95. And I was on a constant 99 throughout. But that day alone, I think that night alone, my pulse came down to 94 or 93. And the nurse got really scared, and she said, you know what, I'm going to put you on oxygen supply. So yeah, the nurse said, ma'am, we need to put you on oxygen supply. I think this was I'm hoping this will be my only hospital visit, hospital admission. And I experienced everything. I experienced ICU, I experienced the oxygen supply. I was like, wow. So they put me on oxygen supply for the whole night, and by morning I was fine. And yeah, that's how day 4 went. Morning when I woke up, I was on oxygen supply, but then they tested me with the oximeter again, and I was completely fine. And they said, okay, fine, you don't need oxygen supply anymore. So that's how my day 4 went. And I was supposed to get discharged on day 5, which was a Monday. And the duty doctor who had tested me the previous night also said that you're completely fine, you can go home, and you have to be in home quarantine, but you can recover the remaining days in home quarantine. So day 5, I was really excited. When the Monday started, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home, I get to see my husband finally. It's been 5 days. And the duty doctor in the morning comes, and he says there's something wrong with your test, and we need to keep you in observation for 1 more day. I lost it there. Of course, I didn't yell at the doctor because I can't, but I didn't have the energy to talk to my husband. So whatever energy I had left in me, I used it for texting him left, right and center. I think I took my husband's life out through messages, literally. Oh my god. Had a huge fight with him. I said, you're the reason I'm in this hospital. You did this, you did that. I don't like you anymore. This, that. Oh my god, I don't know how he's dealing with me. But yeah, that, you know what, the hospital, the environment, the atmosphere, the feeling of not having anyone from your family to take care of you, that itself puts you in a hell of, this, what do you call that loop, mental loop. And he knew that I was having a mental breakdown, and he was like, it's okay, it's fine, you yell at me, do whatever you want, but just come back fine home. And by evening I had stopped talking to him. I was not answering his calls, his messages. I was like, just go, you go to hell, I also go to hell. I was like that. And then day 5 evening, the night doctor said, why are you still here? I said, you know what, your hospital staff is not letting me go. So he was like, please go tomorrow at least, you're completely fine. I don't want you to keep staying here and again become serious, so you can go home. So the next I told my husband again that, you know what, the doctor is very sure that I can't go home, so please do something. So next day morning, it was my day 6 in the hospital, and after my usual usual round of injections and medicines, the doctor in the morning finally came and said you can get discharged today. So that was around 10, no, not even 10, I think around 7:30 in the morning. I was so happy, but of course I wasn't too hopeful. I was very sure another doctor is going to come and tell me you need one more day of observation. So I wasn't too happy and excited about going home. And I think it was around 11ish. My father-in-law had made a lot of calls. My husband had made a lot of calls asking them why aren't you still discharging my wife, because my father-in-law was right below the hospital. He had reached around 9:30, 10 to pick me up. And I think the discharge procedure was going on for like 2-3 hours. I have no clue what paperwork they were even doing. But finally around 11:30, 12ish, they said you're free to go. And I took out all the IV, and they didn't even put a bandage or even a band-aid. They just put some cotton on top of the blood that was oozing out, and they said you can leave. All I remember is just coming down the lift, getting into the auto that my husband had, coming home. I don't even think I spoke to my husband anything. I didn't even know how I even traveled, because it's all a blur now. I came home, I had not taken bath in 6 days. So the first thing I did was take a head bath, came to my room, and I just passed out. I think around 3 or 4 o'clock, like 2.5 hours after me coming home and lying down, my husband woke me up and he said, you've not had lunch. And it was already like 4:30. So have some lunch. So I had some lunch, and then again I passed out. And by the time I woke up, it was dinner time. And I had some dinner and I again passed out. Like, not literally passing out, but I had no energy to stay awake. So I was just sleeping throughout the day. It was day 7, or rather I think it was day 14 or 15 after I had started showing symptoms for COVID. It was day 14 or 15, and I was like feeling, that was the first time I was feeling a little better. I had like some strength to talk to my husband, so I used to sit by the door and I used to talk to him, and I of course apologized for my mental breakdown, but then yeah, we used to talk, and that's how my days went. But more than getting affected by the virus, the recovery was even more painful. It was so painful. I used to feel so weak. Like I can't even describe that feeling. I don't think I can put it into words. I used to feel extremely weak to even use the washroom, forget taking bath. Recovery was slow. Of course, it was getting better day by day, but it was very, very, very painful. So I had to get out of bed and do some exercise. So the first thing I did was, once I started feeling a little bit of strength, I started walking in my bedroom itself. I used to take a walk. And then when I was sure that I am COVID negative, I stepped out of the house for the first time. I think that was the first time in a month, apart from the hospital visits. So I stepped out of the room, I stepped out of the house, I went to the terrace. Of course, I was wearing my mask just to be on the safer side. And very slowly, I think I started with a 5-minute walk. And now I'm able to walk 20 minutes, which is still not great, but it's still not bad. If my story was scary, and if you want to avoid it, please stay at home, because that's the only place you don't have to wear a mask. Trust me, the 6 days I was in the hospital, even while sleeping, I had my N95 mask on, and that's not a pretty thing to do. It's not an easy thing to do. So please don't do that. Please don't step out unnecessarily. Please don't get affected by this virus. Yeah, it's been a month since I've recovered, and things are going fine. I'm back to my routine. I've started working and things are going normal at home. So yeah, but I did hear a lot of my people losing their loved ones because of COVID. So yeah, the last 1.5-2 months has been a little hectic. I wouldn't say hectic. It has been a little horrible, a little merciless. But I'm so grateful to be back on track. I'm so grateful to have this life, have this body that's fought for me, and still be alive and healthy. So yeah, thanks to my husband, thanks to my father-in-law and my parents for their prayers, and to my father-in-law especially for taking such good care of me, though not like he was not able to do it in a close proximity. Obviously he had to maintain social distancing, but I'm so lucky to get a father-in-law like him. And my husband, I have no words. I think he's just the best. I think because of them I somehow survived this pandemic. No, I'm still surviving the pandemic. I somehow survived that hell of a 1 month. My sister, obviously, my brother-in-law, my niece, she was like, Chitti, please come out of this virus. I miss you and I want to come to you. And I think you got to be strong. If you are in a hospital, I hope you're not, but if you do come to that situation, even if you mentally break down, think of the people who love you, think of the people who really want you back. So you need to be strong for them. My friends, I mean, every single day, I didn't inform a lot of people. I actually didn't inform anyone at all. Only the closest people knew. I have a best friend who I did not inform. I actually forgot to inform her, and yeah, she's still angry with me. Of course, she's talking to me, but she's still angry with me that I did not tell her. Sue, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I should have told you, but I'm sorry, I missed you. But yeah, my friends Neeru, Manju, Ammu, oh my god, they were just checking up on me non-stop. They were praying for me. I could feel it, I could feel all their prayers working. And my parents, obviously they couldn't be with me, but every single day my mom used to cry, my dad used to cry, and they were like, we're so helpless, we're not able to come and take care of a baby. So yeah, things will get bad if you step out unnecessarily and get the virus. So don't do that. Don't put your family through that, because no one deserves it. And I hope God gives strength to everyone who's going through shit right now. And I hope God gives strength to people who've lost their loved ones to the virus. Please stay strong. This shall pass too. And please be safe. Have good food, because that's one thing that's going to help you. Exercise. Even if you don't have the time, make time and exercise. And I hope that my story has given you some tips here and there. And this is my first video after COVID, so I am going to try to post videos regularly, but I am still feeling a little bit down on down strength wise, so please bear with me if I'm a little irregular with my videos posting, but I am going to try to do my best. Okay, and I love you all, guys, and just please be safe. Keep your family safe and pray that we're gonna pass this too. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay at home. That's all. So much love to you guys, and hugs.